Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're building a mini task manager in C#, with live CPU and RAM monitoring, using pure WinForms and PerformanceCounter. Let me quickly show you the final result. You can see the CPU usage updating live, and the RAM usage changing in real time. And yes, this is real system data. Alright, let's build this step by step. First, create a new project. Now we go straight into our Form 1. We're not using the designer here. We're building everything in code. At the top of your class, we start by creating our variables. We need labels for CPU and RAM, progress bars for visual feedback, and a timer to update everything. Then we add two performance counter variables. One for CPU, and one for RAM. And finally, a float to store the total RAM. Now go into the constructor. Right after initialize component, we call two methods. Create UI. And in it, performance counters. This keeps everything clean and structured. Now let's build the UI. Here we design our entire interface. First, we style the form. We set the title. Set a fixed size. Apply a dark background color. Disable resizing. And center the window. Next, we add a title label. Set the text to System Monitor. Use a bold C UI font. Make it white. And position it at the top. Now we create the CPU label. Set the text to CPU usage. Apply a clean font. Set the color to white. And position it on the form. Right below that, we add a progress bar for the CPU. Set its size and location, and add it to the form. We repeat the same for RAM. Create a label. Then a progress bar underneath. Finally, we create the timer. Set the interval to 1000 milliseconds. So it updates every second. Hook it to timer 1_tick. And start it. Now the UI is done. Next, We move to the core logic. Create the method in it. Performance counters. This is where the magic happens. First, we initialize the CPU counter. We use the category processor, the counter percent processor time, and instance underscore total. This gives us the overall CPU usage. Then we create the RAM counter. We use the memory category and the available M bytes counter. This tells us how much RAM is free. Next, we calculate the total RAM. We call get total memory in and store the result. Now here's something very important. Performance counter does not return a correct value immediately. The first call is always inaccurate. So we call next value once and ignore the result. After that, all values are correct. Now let's implement get total memory in. We use computer info from Microsoft Visual Basic. This gives us the total physical memory. We convert it to megabytes and return it. Now comes the live update logic. Go to the timer1_tick method. This runs every second. First, we get the CPU usage. Just call next value on the CPU counter. Then we calculate RAM usage. We get the available RAM. Subtract it from total RAM. And convert it into a percentage. To keep things safe, we clamp both values between 0 and 100. Now we update the UI. Set the label text for CPU and for RAM. Then update both progress bars. Now let's quickly talk about some important insights. Performance counter works by sampling values over time. That's why the first value is wrong. Always remember to ignore it. Also, this only works on Windows, because it uses Windows system performance data. And one more important tip. Always reuse PerformanceCounter instances. Creating them repeatedly can impact performance. And finally, you are not limited to CPU and RAM. You can monitor disk usage, network activity, and even specific processes. And that's it. Run the application. Now you have your own mini task manager. CPU usage updates live. RAM usage updates live. And everything is built with just a few lines of code. If you want to take this to the next level, you can add a live chart, just like the real task manager. If you enjoyed this video, check out the rest of the series where we build powerful C# tools step by step. And let me know in the comments what you want to build next. Happy coding!